What up, Mugman Nation? Today we'll be beating Cuphead only using the twist up. No charms, no specials, twist up only. And to make things crazier, I'm doing it all on expert. For this video, I will only be doing the base game. The DLC will be a separate video because the DLC caused me so much pain. Let's get started. The first boss in this challenge is the root pack, and there isn't much to say here. The root pack was really easy. For the first phase, the potato, I just had to get up really close to him. For the onion, the same thing, just dodge the onion tears, get up really close. And honestly, for the final phase, I believe twist up was actually pretty good for this phase. It destroyed the carrots. I was able to hit him from all angles, even if I aimed up once, so maybe bringing this weapon to this phase wouldn't hurt. But the root pack goes down easily on my first try. Hey, root pack done first try on expert. Not bad. The second boss is Arabian Croaks, and this one was a little annoying. The first phase wasn't that bad. I just stayed really close to them, and then the twist up actually took out those little fireflies, so it was actually kind of useful. The second phase wasn't bad either. Again, I just stayed really close, ran against the fan, dodged the planets. Not a hard phase. The third phase was the challenging part because staying close to him wasn't that easy due to the fact that of the random platforms you would get from the slot machine. For some reason, this run really liked giving me the bowl, and I had to stay in the middle for that, so I couldn't get close. But this like helped me learn that I could just aim up and the twist up would curve around and hit him, so I was able to get damage off of that. And I was honestly hoping for snakes, and then when I finally got it, I couldn't clutch it out, so sadly I had to do it again. But thankfully this time I got snakes and I was able to clutch it out. There we go. Nice. Not bad, not bad. The third boss is Legrand, and now I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Legrand because he is arguably the easiest boss in the game next to the root pack. But I want to say twist up was a pretty viable weapon to use. You know, staying pretty close to him isn't that bad when he's jumping around. The twist up hits him when he jumps. The only thing you really have to worry about dodging is the giant fist he does in his first and second phase. And it also worked perfectly for the final phase because it could twist up and hit the tombstone. So if for some reason you are stuck on Legrand, here's my advice. Try the twist up out, but once again, we beat him on the first try. Hey, first try Legrand, not bad. The fourth boss is Cagney Carnation, and Cagney Carnation was challenging just because I forgot how hard Cagney Carnation on expert actually is. The first phase is entirely seed pods, and the seed pods will swarm you instantly. It's super annoying. I also had to get up really close for Cagney for Twisted to hit, but I'd always end up just getting poked by their hands. I died a couple times during this phase because it was kind of hard, but once I got past it, I was able to clear it out because the second phase was really easy because I just had to stand underneath it and watch for the seed pods and the boomerang, and then sometimes he would just stretch himself out. That's about it. And then the final phase was the easy because all I had to do was stand right in front of Cagney and spam my twist up. If a vine appeared on my platform, I would just jump and use an EX. It was pretty easy. That's a pretty nice strategy. You can do that in any of you guys' runs. If you see a vine, just jump, use an EX, and it should stall you long enough to land back on the platform. But hey, that was Cagney Carnation, and now we are on to Aisle 2. Baroness Von Bonbon is the first boss of Aisle 2 that I'll be facing, and it was probably one of the most challenging bosses I had to face during this challenge. During the first phase, there are 4 possible bosses you can get. There's the gumball machine, the jawbreaker, the candy corn, and the muffin. Oh, and don't forget about the waffle. Now, 3 of these weren't that annoying, but the muffin was super annoying. You'd think twist up would make the muffin easier, but for some reason, it was giving me issues. My speedrunner brain was making me try to do this boss, you know, as fast as possible. I got to get a good time, and it was slowing me down, and I was not having a good time. Like, I swear, I have some type of like PTSD now. Every time I see a muffin, I just want to destroy that muffin. But it's pretty funny. Hey. Once I made it past those 3 mini bosses though, and the muffin was eliminated, Baroness Von Bonbon gave me problems too. Hitting her with a twist up required me to stand right underneath her, and on top of that, I had to keep moving because I had to dodge her heads and the roly peppermint that she would roll at me. And then on top of that, she was moving around. She was rocking towards me the entire time. Oh. It was just a very challenging boss fight to do with only twist up. I would recommend never using twist up for this boss fight. No, I didn't have a second dash. I started getting better at dodging the head she would try and give me, and as long as I stayed underneath her, I was able to do tons of damage with just my twist of my EX, and eventually, after many deaths and about like an hour of suffering, I managed to clutch it out. Let's go! Finally! Yes, dude! The second boss of Aisle 2 is Beppy the Clown, and Beppy the Clown wasn't too hard. It took me about 2 tries to complete. The first phase was easy. It was just slow because it was kind of hard to get really close to Beppy as he was riding around in his bumper car, but I never really had any issues. The second phase seems like it was actually designed for Twist Up to be used on it. It's actually the perfect weapon for it. It cleared those balloon dogs and the balloon Beppy pretty quickly, so not a hard phase at all. The third phase, you just stand underneath the horse just like you do with any other weapon and dodge the roller coaster. There's no big strategy change here. I would be doing the same thing for any other weapon I've used. The fourth phase was the hardest phase because I had to dodge the baseballs, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. If I just managed to stay on the platforms the entire time, it was most likely okay. The baseballs were a little annoying, but that's just Beppy on Expert and not the Twist Up's fault. No! On my second try, I managed to clear Beppy without a problem, and I think I deserve that break after going through Baroness Von Bonbon. Let's go! Okay, Beppy down. Beppy down, Beppy down. Grim Matchstick is the final boss on Aisle 2 because I skipped the plain bosses due to the fact that I can't use Twist Up. I thought Grim Matchstick would be a lot harder because it's Grim Matchstick on Expert, and Grim Matchstick is one of the bosses I have trouble with, you know? But honestly, phase 1 was probably the hardest phase because the clouds were moving away from him, which I didn't like while using Twist Up. He had his laser beam eyes and his fireballs, and I just kind of had a hard time dodging them. The second phase wasn't hard at all because the clouds were actually going towards them, which made hitting him with Twist Up very, very easy. And the little guys were pretty easy to dodge. All I had to do was pay attention to which way they were going, and I could easily just dodge accordingly. The third phase wasn't bad either. All you had to do was dodge those fireballs, but it was just annoying because I would make it to the final phase and only have 1 health due to the first phase just taking all my health away. So it was kind of hard to close out. Wait. The only reason I would die is just because, you know, the first phase was just sap away all my health. So if I was able to just get a good first phase, I'd be able to close this out. And on my 4th try, I managed to get a pretty clean first phase and a very clean second phase. And I managed to close out the third phase, but I only got hit like 1 time. And honestly, Twist Up made this boss a lot easier. And I'd recommend using Twist Up on this boss if you'd like. Yes! Ah! Victory's mine! We are finally on Aisle 3, and I thought Rumor Honey Bombs was going to be like a really challenging boss with Twist Up because I did die on my first attempt because I honestly just didn't know what to expect. But on my second attempt, I realized that Twist Up is actually a really viable weapon for this boss. Like, you can, during the first phase, you can angle it on the oi 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 guy for tons of damage. You can use it during the second phase for tons of damage when she's using her attacks, like the ball attack, the Dorito attack, the missile attack. You can just keep your distance and angle it right towards her, and every single Twist Up will hit. And then on the third phase, I thought this phase was going to be impossible with the Twist Up, but I just angled it down when she was an airplane and took her out very quickly. If you need a good weapon for Rumor Honey Bottoms, then Twist Up is the weapon for you. Try it out. Oh, what the heck? That's it? That's Rumor Honey Bottoms? The second boss of Aisle 3 is Sally's stage play, and I tell you what, Twist Up worked wonders on her. The whole time, I have to stand next to her no matter what weapon I use, so I already had a game plan going into this. The same strategy I used for the first phase, I used for the second phase. They're honestly about the exact same phase. I think the only difference is the baby throwing the milk bottles, and then she also has an added-on rat attack. I don't know where those rats came from, but she has them now. During the third phase, I just stand underneath her and shoot her with my Twist Up while dodging her lightning attacks and the big wave. I would have gone Sally's stage play first try on this run, but I got hit by an undodgeable wave, man. Look at this. I can't dodge this. I'm dead. You can't dodge that. That's stupid. I instantly get back to where I was on my second attempt, and Twist Up is the perfect weapon for the final phase. So if you're having trouble with Sally's stage play, I highly suggest using the Twist Up. Give it a shot. Easy money. It's too easy. Sally's stage play, easy money. The third boss of Aisle 3 is Werner Worman, and honestly, Twist Up was a great weapon to use for this boss. It's weird that every boss in Aisle 2 sucked using Twist Up, but Aisle 3 surprised me with how good Twist Up worked for the majority of these bosses. Twist Up worked well with Werner Worman during the first phase. All I do was stand next to him and I dodge his attack. For the second phase, it's perfect because you can either go underneath him or go right next to him. There's really no other places you need to be, and then you just dodge the bottle caps when they pop out of you. Pretty easy phase. The third phase was also really easy because, you know, Twist Up shoots up and you just have to go up. And then this phase also made me realize that Twist Up EX does tons of damage. I would recommend Twist Up for this boss. Go try it out. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. The fourth boss of Aisle 3 is Briny Beard, and there's not much to say about this boss. Twist Up was actually really good for it because, you know, they twist up to him and he's elevated on his little boat there shooting this little octopus gun or whatever that thing is. The biggest thing I had to do was just watch the barrel and watch for his attacks. You know, like the shark attack, the octopus attack, and the dog attack. But I literally just sat there and used my Twist Up. And it especially worked for the last phase because I was able to duck under the beam and I was able to keep using my Twist Up to do tons of damage to him. Probably the easiest final phase of my life. If you're having trouble with Captain Briny Beard on Expert, maybe you should give Twist Up a try. Hey, you might find some success. Let's go. Okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Now, Phantom Express, I feel like, was designed for Twist Up. Like, this weapon was perfect for this, like, whole fight. During the first phase, I would just get up close and use my Twist Up, and it was able to hit the eyes being flung at me, and I was able to hit the ghost boss at the same time. A very efficient weapon to use on the first phase, and the second phase, it was even better. I could hit him anywhere if I just stood in the middle. Like, he went to the left, I would hit him. He goes to the right, I would hit him. He's in the middle, I would hit him. Like, he wasn't safe anywhere he went. And then the third phase, like, do I even have to explain it? I mean, just look at this boss. Look at this phase. It's begging to be killed by Twist Up. Like, I hated this gun until I got to this fight, and I was like, wow, this gun actually has some potential. It does a lot of damage when used on the right boss. Even, like, look at the final boss. It's the final phase, I mean. It's so easy. Look. Like, come on. It's just designed to be destroyed by Twist Up. Guys, Twist Up is a 10 out of 10 on Aisle 3. I would recommend adding it to your loadout. First try Phantom Express? Are you kidding me? Let's go. We have finally made it to the casino to face off against Daddy Dice in the Battle of Luck. I choose to do bosses 3, 4, and 8 because I believe those are the easiest bosses to do with Twist Up. I just, you know, the bosses I always do, I'm used to them. So I'm not going to go too in-depth with these bosses. Boss number 3 is the Cigar. I know I sound like a broken record right now, but I just stood in front of him and dodged his fire. He went down pretty easily. I think I took like one hit. It's all good. Boss number 4 is Pip and Dot. And Pip and Dot and Twist Up are like peanut butter and jelly, baby. All I had to do was jump and use it. Honestly, any elevated boss at this point is amazing for Twist Up. And I mean, it's common sense, but I mean, hey, I never thought about giving it a try. And then boss number 8 is Mangosteen, and I'm not even gonna go into this boss. It's Mangosteen. Just look. I'm just gonna skip this right now. And we have finally arrived at King Daddy himself. And if you've gone this far into the video, I got nothing else to say. I mean, just look at him up there. He's begging to be hit by Twist Up. I turned this man into cream corn in like 2 seconds. King Dice? More like King died. Anybody laughing out there? Please laugh. Please. Let me know in the comments if you laughed. There we go. Did it. We've made it to the final boss, the devil himself. Very excited to have this challenge done. The first phase was probably the hardest phase, and it was just kind of hard to hit his head with Twist Up while I was having to dodge his minions and his attacks. I'd say I died about 3 or 4 times in the first phase, just getting banged around by his flames and his extendo arms. Like, I hate this guy. Like, honestly, this is my least favorite first phase. If you like this phase, please unsubscribe from me now. Not really, guys. Please subscribe to me. If you're not subscribed, I need to hit 1K, please. I'm almost done. I'm 300 away. Well, 200 away, actually. 200 away. I'm so close. I'm so close. After getting through the hell of a first phase, I get sent to actual hell, and Twist Up is actually pretty goated for the second phase. I really like this because it's just way better than the cringe first phase. I gotta parry the bomb coming out of his ear. That's very satisfying. It's a good feeling. And all I have to do is dodge the axe that just spins around. It was nice. I was just hitting his eyeballs. Nothing cringe happening. The third phase was about the same as the second phase, except with skulls and little imps chasing me everywhere. And actually, I almost managed to clutch it out on my first try here, but I actually wasn't able to close it out. Apparently I didn't hit the platform. Dude, I didn't hit the platform? Oh, wow, that was really close. Thankfully, on the next try, I made it right back here, and I made it to the final phase. I'm going to do no talking. I'm just going to let Twist Up do the talking for this one. Okay. That was easy. I thought that last game was going to go a lot longer. Maybe Twist Up isn't that bad if they're right above you. Well, that's me beating Cuphead on Expert with only Twist Up, guys. The next video will be the DLC with Twist Up, and I had to make it a separate video. The DLC was a whole nother beast. Like and subscribe to join the Mugman Nation. See you next time. Bye.